We're in the midst of a scientific revolution right now because 10 years ago, there was not the sense that AI was working. We've had these AI winters, a couple of them over the decades, in fact. It's funny because virtual reality also went through this. It had almost been a bad word because it had crashed so bad in the 1990s, people didn't even want to talk about it. And artificial intelligence had a couple of those cycles where hype spins up, money flows in, it underperforms, and then it crashes, and nobody wants to talk about it. But this last decade was different, and people who don't notice how different it is this time aren't paying attention because the number of absolutely astounding things that have happened in the last decade with machine learning is really profound. That was the thing that really pushed me towards saying, all right, it's probably time to take a serious look at this. And it was interesting for me because I had a technical bystander's understanding of machine learning and AI, where I had read some of the seminal books even in my teenage years, and I knew about symbolic AI and all those types of things. So my brain knew a little bit about these things, but I wasn't following what was going on because I was busy with my work with the games, the aerospace, and the virtual reality. You get to that point where you recognize, okay, I think there's probably something here I need to sort out. What is hype versus what is the reality? So I did what I usually do. All of my real abilities have always come from understanding things fundamentally at the very deepest levels where there are insights that you only get from knowing how things happen from the very bottom. So about 4 years ago, I went on one of my week-long retreats where I just take a computer and a stack of reference materials, and I spend a week kind of re-implementing the fundamentals of the industry and getting to the point where it's like, all right, I understand this well enough to have a serious conversation with a researcher about it. And I was pretty excited about getting to that level of understanding. Then after that, Sam Altman of OpenAI invited me to a conference, the Y Combinator's YC 120. And while historically I never go to these types of things because of my hermit tendencies, this time I decided to attend. It turned out it was really orchestrated by Sam to jump me for a job pitch because he had Greg Brockman and Ilya Sutskever of OpenAI come and try to get me to go to OpenAI. I was pretty flattered by that because I was not a machine learning expert by any means. I was a well-known systems engineer on a lot of this stuff, but I only had this basic baseline knowledge of AI. So the idea that they were the leaders in the field and they thought I was worth trying to get there, that really planted the seed to make me think about the importance of everything that's going on and what role I could play in it. So I asked Ilya, their chief scientist, for a reading list. This is my path, my way of doing things. Give me a stack of all the stuff I need to know to actually be relevant in this space. And he gave me a list of like 40 research papers and said, if you really learn all of these, you'll know 90% of what matters today. And I did. I plowed through all those things, and it all started sorting out in my head.